Hey, so FAIZON, I want to ask you about one of your first iconic roles that you had. Uh, we all know about the cult hit. It's forever gonna live on forever. Baby Kids. Uh, you played the voice of Robin Harris.
Yep.
Who recently died before the production. He died before the production began on the film.
Yeah.
How much pressure was it, bro, to play the voice of a legendary comedian as Robin Harris, bro, and you being so young, and you had to really you had to really play this part and represent Robin Harris' legacy the correct way.
Wow, that's deep because I didn't really look at it like that. I just looked at it like I wanted it to be good because I knew Robin, and that's how I got the job because I would mock Robin. Like, you black motherfucker, look at him. When you know he's about to pick you to go on stage, I would mock him on stage and would get a laugh, and then when he passed, I would do this thing kind of honoring him. And then the producer was like, damn, this motherfucker's spot on. And they wanted to do the movie. So I just wanted the movie to be good, be funny and good. I didn't want to be like, damn, he fucked it up. But somebody said I did it too good because people just learning that was me. They thought Robin Harris died during the middle. He
Wow.
never even knew about the movie.
And you know something? And I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I've been knowing a nigga over Dub, Unc. And I didn't even know that shit, Unc. I did not know that till right now. You just did the research on that shit, Unc. I didn't even know that, Unc. And I can name a gang of this nigga shits he'd have been in. Feel me? I'm talking about funny shit, top-notch shit from the beginning. I auditioned for Friday, the original Friday. Man, I auditioned for Debo. But I did not know that in his breakthrough film as a voiceover, that's pressure, bro. Robin Harris, nigga, that's the Martin Lawrence. That was Robin Harris, Martin Lawrence mentor. You feel me?
Yes. He was all of us. All of us.
Yeah, a lot of y'all, man. So it's like, niggas don't know. Robin was the shit.
You had to be bad to get on stage back then. You listen, you had to be a bad motherfucker to get on that stage. I mean, Robin Harris, Martin Lawrence, Damon Wayans, Keenan, Robert Townsend, Louis Dix, Ricky Harris.
Oh, man. Come on, man. Rick, ta-down, nigga.
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Ta-down. Tear that bit down.
Man.
Oh, yeah, man. Rick, that
was heavy hitters right there, boy.
Oh, man, that was one night. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And Robin's mom, we would hang out afterwards because she thought I reminded him, so I would go pick her up. We go have lunch. I did what Robin would do. Robin would go pick her up, have lunch, have Thanksgiving over the house. It was a blessing, man. That's why I tell people, nobody can take your shit away from you. Because it's like, there were people stuff that's for you that people would go pass, and it's gonna be for you.
It's specifically for you.
Yeah. Like so I would never.
So is it safe to say that basically the great late Robin Harris, man, you know, king of comedy, man, you definitely put him in that category. He was your mentor in the game when you stepped in the game and you was able to meet him. Did he become a great mentor, friend to you?
He was that guy. I remember me bombing one time, and bomb hard because at the comedy act you had to come with it, but it'll make you nervous because niggas looking at you like when you get on stage and I bomb, right? And Rob said, "Oh, nigga, ain't that bad." He said, "Come back here tomorrow, nigga." So the next day I didn't even eat. I was focused.
You had to make that shit up, huh?
Hey, I got on stage and blew that motherfucker up. I had this joke called Shaka Zulu. I remember the joke. I said, a lot of you guys don't remember me, but I just did a big movie they clapped called Shaka Zulu. I was that nigga with a spear. Right? So I get out stage and he got that's right, nigga. Shaka Zulu, y'all. Shaka Zulu. So very inspirational, street nigga. He's one of us.
Yeah.
You know.
Every story I've heard, everybody that talks about him, who I ain't talking about people who knew of him. I'm talking about like cats like yourself who knew him personally, right? Everybody who knew him say the same things, man. How unique he was, especially in the comedy world, man. Niggas knew Robin was that one, man, coming up in the game, man. You feel me? Robin was that dude.
Yeah.
And man, he was gonna open up a lot of doors, man.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Even from his death, his mind, he ended up opening up doors. But I'm saying he was saying twins.
You heard of Def Jam, right?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be for Robin Harris.
I know. I found that out when I did my research, and then that's how Martin got the job.
Hold on. Time out. I had to step in right here. So you telling me Def County Jam, Robin Harris supposed to be the original host?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's what Russell and them produced that show around Robin. The whole show was produced basically specifically for him. And when they lost him, since Martin was the closest to him at that time, they gave it to Marty Moore, man. And Marty Moore went in there and did his shits.
I'm telling you, Martin was a beast. And Martin became that mentor. Because Martin always thought, FAIZON, you too mean, man. I was like, what?
Hey, no, because you still had that just like me in the beginning. Hey, you still had that San Diego street shit in you, nigga. So you was like, half and half.
He was like, it's gonna come, baby. It's gonna come. Right? Whenever you saw me, you saw Chris Tucker. We was here come these two niggas. We was known as troublemakers. So I'm gonna tell you, Chris Tucker was a funny motherfucker back then.
Now that you bought Chris up, let's explain to TV Land, how did that come about? How did that connection come about? How did you and Chris meet?
Hey BJ, you ain't hear what he said. He said he was a funny motherfucker.
Well, you old messy ass nigga, you just want to catch that slug. You said, "Oh, he was a funny." What you mean he was?
Chris Tucker was a beast back then.
So how did y'all connect, FaZe? How did y'all meet?
When he was in high school in Atlanta, his older cousin, street nigga, brought him up to the comedy act theater. We was doing comedy. He said, "Man, my cousin good." And he was done. This is a 16-year-old Chris. I mean, I'm good, man. I was like, what? I remember his name was Pooh. Real good street nigga. He brought him up there, and he was okay. He was and Chris was like, "Hey man, I'm coming out to LA, man," and I'm that was in Atlanta. That was 89, 90, because Chris was just graduating, and he had his girlfriend. He said, "We gonna drive out there, man." I gave him my phone number. He would call me, "Hey man, we coming, man. We coming, man. We coming, man." One day he was like, "Hey man, come outside." He was outside my apartment. "Nigga, what are you doing here?" "I told you we was coming, man." So, he got a.
That nigga just popped up. He popped up on you.
Him and his girl Kim, I remember. They drove out here. I drove out to LA from Atlanta, and they were staying at Kim's daddy's house. And Kim's daddy's like, "Oh no, you ain't gonna be no." This is so. Chris had to get an apartment. He got a roommate, this guy named Maestro Clark. And yeah, they got a 1-bedroom apartment. And Maestro was coming from the Navy, the Army. And this nigga had a tent set up in his.
Not inside the apartment.
Yes, he did.
Was...
And they was roommates up until we did. Because they got out of that apartment, moved to a bigger apartment, nice place, Wilshire. Clifton Powell lived on the in the building, and who else lived in that building?
So this had to be North Hollywood area, somewhere around.
No. The first apartment was off of Highland. You know when you going over the hill, about to go over the hill?
Highland and Hollywood area then.
Right. There's apartments right there, but then they moved from there to Wilshire. And it was a newer place. Because we was we was hustling money and
yeah, because basically back then in the 90s, the last of the 80s and coming in them 90s in the film world, a lot of people who were descending from out of town, who were pursuing acting careers and coming to Hollywood, that's how you would end up hooking up, meeting a lot of these people because they stayed centrally right there in the areas where we had to go audition at. So it was North Hollywood, Studio City, or Hollywood area.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That's crazy though. That's history within itself. You, Chris Tucker, and Clifton Powell stayed in the same building.
No, I didn't stay in that building. I stayed in Hollywood. But first, off of Alta Vista and Sunset, right across from the Rock and Roll routes. Chris, Clifton Powell, and somebody else stayed in that building off of Wilshire, right by the El Pollo Loco and the Wilcox, close to that block. So they was all over there. And they was roommates up until Money Talks. We did Money Talks. Because Chris didn't spend no money.
So on the subject of you and Chris, then let's take us to Friday. How did that come about with Ice Cube producing the movie Friday? And how did you get the call, or how did you get the opportunity to do your role? And how did Chris come about where he came aboard as well? Matter of fact, I want to ask you 3 in 1. How did you get your call to where you got connected? How did Chris get aboard? And then how did AJ get his call? Because I knew AJ as well personally.
I knew AJ too.
Coke.
And they was AJ got his role before Chris. And AJ was rubbing in that nigga face. Because no, I'm wrong. I got my call. One of the best agents I ever had, Nancy Chida, as rest her soul.
Hey, man, bless Nancy's soul, like you said, man. Whitaker, man. Shit, nigga. Come on. Nancy was the shit, man.
Nancy would.
Yeah, she represented what's the Spanish boy, man, good actor, Mondo. She represented him too.
Yeah,
represented Mondo. I was over there with him. Me and him had her at the same time.
I was one of her first, because she's been as one with Shirley Wilson. And Shirley had long ass eyelashes. I said, she used to lash out at you like, but now, Nancy, she said, FAIZON, there's this movie called Friday. They want you to play a drug.
Hey, boy, that's Nancy to a T, man. Country to a bone, man. Straight up to FAIZON. Hey, man.
There's a movie that Ice Cube doing, and they want you to play a drug dealer. You play a drug dealer? She looked at me like, because I was so broke. She was like, you think you can play a drug dealer FaceTime? I said, Nancy. So I go down there, and I'm smoking a joint, talking to these people. Ice Cube and whoever, Kim. And then instead of doing an audition, I started asking them questions and shit like, fuck this shit all about. As Big Worm. As Big Worm.
Well, you was in the Big Worm character asking them the
Yeah,
questions.
I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this shit. I was like, fuck all this. Who the fuck is this over here? Okay, all right. I left there. Nancy, when I left there, Nancy beat me, said, "Hey, FAIZON, what you doing in that room? You got the role." I said, "No shit." Yes, FAIZON. So, Chris calls me and go, "Hey man, they want me to audition for this goddamn Ice Cube movie, man. People fuck with Ice Cube. Nigga, man, ain't nobody fuck with Ice Cube, man." Because he was discouraged because he would get auditions and then D.L. Hughley would get the role.
Right. I mean, it's bound to happen. We can go like Denzel always say, bro. He said, man, he can distinctly remember going on 100 auditions before he got that first job. 100, nigga. 100. See, this shit, this film, that's why I be telling cats, this film game is really, really a grind. You niggas got it easy in this digital world from where we come from. We really had to grind for our shit. Really grind. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had to really grind and compete to book a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I auditioned for Friday, they brought me in, I auditioned for Debo. I had no slightest idea of the picking of Tiny Zeus. But when they did give me my call back, I got a call back because of him. I got a call back to go back in, do my second reading against Tiny. They end up out, and my dialogue, my delivery was way better, way stronger than his. But because they wanted the height and the weight span, that's how he got the gig, bro. Yeah. You feel me? Then he had a wrestling name, so they went with that from the film perspective. You feel me?
He was the go-to bully.
Yeah, you know. So this shit is really, really a grind, man. So okay, so now you got your call, bam, Nancy. You went down there, did your shit, booked it. Did Chris went in there? Did Chris audition?
Chris, what me and Chris would do is we would go over the shit. So Chris comes over. Yeah, man, I said, nigga. I said, you got it? He said, I got it. He goes in there. He doesn't get it. He said, man, fuck that, man. I want to do an Ice Cube movie. My girl, Angela Means, she went in and she got it. So Angela said, they booked me for this movie. I said, oh, yeah, they booked me for the movie too. Chris is like, man, fuck that movie. I said, Chris, you can do this shit. Because DJ Pooh was supposed to be Smokey.
DJ Pooh?
Yeah.
Word? So originally DJ Pooh was going to play the role of Smokey.
Yes.
I don't know how that would have panned out, but.
So Pooh got skills, trust me. So we go over Angie's house. Angie makes some spaghetti. She used to make the spaghetti. So me and Chris over there eating, and we go through it. I say, hey man, you know what? We added that shit. And we would do this for every role, but for the first time he went in, he wanted to do it. He's like, oh man. But by the time that nigga we finished that pot of spaghetti, that nigga was Smokey. So he went in there, then he came straight by the house. He's like, nigga, guess what? I'm Smokey, nigga. I was like, okay.
So he booked it.
He booked the motherfucker, right? And our other partners at the time was Tyron and I don't know if Tyron went in there. Tyron and Devontae. I mean,
Devontae Sweet. Little black Devontae Sweet, man. We had the same agent too. Max McKinley was our agent, man.
Devontae was
his nephew. That's his uncle, matter of fact.
Listen, and Fish, Antoine Fisher.
Yeah,
Antoine Fisher was working at Fox, telling us they gonna do my story. Be like, nigga, nobody give a fuck with your black ass story. Nigga, what they gonna do? I'm telling you, FaZe. That was our crew. We would all go to. You ever remember the soul food place on King, right by Crenshaw Mall?
Talking about the M&Ms?
It wasn't M&Ms. It was
before they turned M&Ms.
Yes, right by the pop.
Mama something. It was called Mama something.
Right.
Yeah.
We would all go there.
Yeah.
We would all go there and no, not on the King, not on the Cross King. Before you cross by the bar, the Snooty Fox. Not across Crenshaw, but before. Say like,
you talking about Jeffy's?
Huh?
You talking about old man Jeffy's, where you get the breakfasts? And you talking about it's King? You got Martin Luther King Boulevard and Western.
No. Say if I'm coming from the jungles. And I'm about to go to the mall. Before you get to the mall, there's a little shopping mall right there by the bar, Snooty Fox.
No, because you said Snooty Fox, and Snooty Fox is the hotel. That's on Western. That's what's throwing me off.
Yeah. They had a bar. Was it Silver Fox? It was a little bar.
There you go. I know. Here you go. You talking about Martin Luther King Boulevard. We going toward the J's. You look, pan to your left. It's a little old bar right there. If you get up and you park in that little parking lot, you can get out. It's a soul food spot in there, a bar.
Yeah.
They used to play jazz in there. I'm trying to think of the name of the bar. But I know in the Silver Fox, it was Fox something. You absolutely right.
Yeah. So we were always. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We would always meet there because you can get a meal there for $15. You're gonna be full on your back. So we would always meet there. It was Fish, Tyron, Chris, Vontae, and who else? Antoine Fisher. And that was really the crew. And Fish was working as a security guard at Fox, telling us for 2 years they're gonna do my movie. No, 3 years.
So Antoine was actually on the ship. He actually was in the Navy.
That was a true story.
Damn, and that's crazy because
he hated me calling him nigga. Because I'll be like, nigga. He said, FAIZON, don't call me nigga. We were literally about to get into fights. Don't call me nigga. I said, I ain't calling you nigga. I'm just saying nigga.
Nigga. Like that's cool shit.
But the woman that raised him would call him that shit. And it irked him the way she would say it. And I didn't know that, but he told me that, but it didn't. To the movie, I was like, oh, nigga.
Interesting. So now, FaZe, they go on to do Antoine's story. When they did his story, how did Denzel come about becoming the director? How did it get in Denzel's hands?
Listen, it went from Will Smith's hands.
Oh, word? So Will Smith was a candidate director?
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch
told Fish, like Fish is one of the nicest guys. So he's at the front gate. When you drive into Fox,
yeah,
he's the first person you see.
At the booth.
Right. So he developed a relationship with Rupert Murdoch, and he told him, I think Rupert Murdoch sent him a writing school or something. Because he was telling us shit. I'm like, man, I'm out here that bullshit. I'm like, what? We didn't know the fuck Rupert Murdoch was. And so when he said, yeah, he would tell us the whole process. The whole process. And we was like, whatever, Fish. Nigga drove a Fiero.
Hey, boy, the grind is real, though, man. The grind is real.
So when they finally did the movie, so we finally did the, that's right, yeah. When we finally did the movie, he did the movie, we was like, damn. Because at first, Will Smith was gonna do it. Because he was like, hey, well, what do you think can play me? I said, what about Whoopi Goldberg? I would give him some stupid.
Oh, you over there clowning.
It's like Will Smith gonna play me. Nigga, what? We sitting over there eating some hog dogs and shit. Some like, nigga, what? Come on, man. But that was the crew.
So how did it get in the Denzel hand then?
Rupert Murdoch, Fox.
Rupert. Oh, Rupert's okay. Rupert referred it.
Was like they put money behind that. That movie was like a $20 million movie.
Right, I know, because originally, once Denzel got aboard as the director, I was told, because we had the same manager then, which was Ernest Johnson. Me and DeAndre Barnes had the same manager back then, which was EJ. And they was gonna get a role to DeAndre before he caught that manslaughter, remember? And he went to prison for all that time.
When he caught that manslaughter, he called me, and I called my attorney. He was like, "Man," I called John Sweeney. I was on him phone with him and his mom, and I was in Hawaii going. I was like, "Damn." They was like, "Hey man, this is gonna cost 50 racks." I was like, "Shit."
But he still didn't that and that's just to knock the time down, not get out. That was just to minimize the time. That's why he got that manslaughter involuntary. But he should have got that anyway, because he didn't deliberately try to do the dude, man. It was a tussle. Yeah, and he ended up on a knife.
Yeah, his uncle was fucking with him. And, from what I remember him telling me, they got to do it. And yeah. You know, he's in 3 strikes.
Yeah.
So we know him. You know, he was always a good kid. He's funny. People don't know about that. That nigga funny.